Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking for a very chilly, morning. I'm getting used to the whole putting away the skimpy gear and pulling out the old tracksuits, and life has changed. Life has changed. All right, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for following me. If you're new here, welcome on board. A few updates before we go any further. So next Sunday I'm at Goulburn. If you're interested in reading there, just let me know. I've been posting on my Facebook page, but I'm more than happy to send out some details if you need them. As from next week, I will be in Brisbane on the 11th of May doing readings. Mornings all booked out. I think I'm booked out up until just after lunchtime. So if you're interested in reading with me there, any requests for the Gold Coast, please send them through. If I get enough requests, I can stop off at the Gold Coast too. 20th of June, I'm at Merewether in Newcastle if you live down in that area. Other than that, I'm available for readings the whole time. I'm not really going on a holiday per se, it's more of a break. So I'm still doing everything as normal, but from a different place. And I guess at the end of the day, I can take time out when I want to, but I actually love doing what I do. So I will still continue to do normal stuff, just from a different place. So I might check in with you, show you some of the scenery, show you some of the fun things I'm doing. I may get time to have a tattoo while I'm up there, which I'm hoping. And maybe get some time to catch up with people around me, including my sisters. So, all right, let's get into this. If you're interested in personal readings with me, coaching, etc., everything is in the box below. But if you're unsure of what would suit you, I'm more than happy for you to flick me an email. All right, let's just get into this reading. It's sort of different energy this last few days, and it's been, I know you'll all agree with me. I know you understand you're part of a greater collective, so I welcome your comments because sometimes they help reassure me too. But it has been a very different energy for possibly the last few days. Something's changed because we've gone from this sort of very slow, ploddy energy to feeling like things are picking up. There's a sort of feeling of energy moving forward now. So hopefully, most of us have got out of that funk, as one of the girls I know calls it. Okay, let's see what the universe is up to. Well, there you go. That's what we've all been doing. We've been leveling up, working on our intuition, feeling more comfortable within ourselves, feeling more able to understand, feeling that closer connection with spirit. That has been really, really evident over the last couple of weeks. I feel that one of the strongest things that's come through, even for myself, is that feeling around trusting and allowing things to just move the way they need to move. The feeling of being able to trust and have faith that the universe will, you know, bring you what you need to have, etc., is very hard to get into the energy of. We're very much creatures of control. But it certainly is a lot less stressful and a lot less tiring chasing and pushing and trying to do the things we're doing. I really would like to get back into the coaching over the next couple of weeks because I have had people ask me questions around certain things, and one of the things is learning when to trust and when to take action. And I feel like we get that confused sometimes from the human perspective. Taking action is a normal part of what we do, and we very often have to take action on things. But it's about trusting that you're going to get the right result and allowing the universe to bring you the right result. So it's sort of a combination of both. But anyway, thank you for that beautiful question because it really made me think about how to respond to that. I feel like here with the High Priestess, you're really coming into this energy of understanding, trusting, having faith, moving with the flow, all of those things very much coming through this morning, even before I picked up the deck. This is absolutely beautiful. The reason you're getting into this energy is because some of you have been resisting closing out some sort of cycle. And we have been trying to close this cycle out for a long while, and I guess many of you will understand what I'm saying here. In particular, a couple of you that write to me really do understand some of the concepts and really understand what you're working towards here. The World card talks about some phase of our life coming to a close. Now, for many of you, this is understanding, as I said, how to trust your higher power, how to trust yourself, how to trust the universe to provide for you. And I feel this is why it has been such a slow, ploddy few weeks, is because we need to close out a cycle around some of the things that represent as ego energy, the devil energy. For some of you, I know that this is closing out codependency, addiction to certain things. And when we say codependency, we do talk about addiction to love, addiction to people. But it's around being able to understand how to act in your higher power rather than to fall into your ego existence. Now, the ego is helpful. It's not something you're going to get rid of altogether, because it keeps you alive and it keeps you safe. And it has a, I guess, a, really important role in our lives. It's just that from young children, being little sponges, we soak up everybody else's ideas. So we carry with us a lot of energy around, what we may not be good at, or, what we may struggle with. And when you're absorbing everybody else's energies, you find it hard sometimes to know who you are. I have many people when I'm coaching say to me, I don't know who I am, or I don't know what I want, or I find it difficult to understand, what I want in life. So you've lost sight of it because you have grown up with somebody's idea of who you are, and maybe several people's. And some of that, as I said, is healthy, but we need to be constantly challenging those thoughts in our head and those ideas that we have around who are we really, and what do we want? What does our soul want? So this cycle is now closing out here to help us move in a new direction. The Three of Cups here really is a lovely energy to get through here, because I feel for many of you, this is a celebration of life. This is about really appreciating the people around you who are aligned with you, understanding that you're part of a greater energy, as I said before, because I feel like sometimes people don't really understand that they are all made up of the same. Everything on the planet is made of the same energy. We're all just vibrating at different vibrations. Well, when I see the Three of Cups, I feel like you're sort of ready to sort of kick your heels up and really celebrate life here, which I like. Wow. Okay, so I just saw the Three of Swords. Obviously, that was intentional. But there is a lot of healing going on here with the Strength and the Three of Swords card. And I feel this is probably what you're needing to do in order to finish out this cycle. If you haven't been intentionally healing, meditating what you need to do, sometimes this is just a natural progression. It might just take a little longer if you're allowing the universe to sort of put you through this idea of sort of running yourself through a sieve. That's what it feels like here, that they're showing me. Running yourself through some sort of process to sort the wheat from the chaff. So it's sort of like this energy of letting things go in order to become a stronger person. And this is really beautifully shown here in these two cards. Now, the Seven of Wands is here, and I feel that some of us do resist the changes. It's uncomfortable for many people. I have many people saying to me, I don't like change. It is something that you learn to adapt to. For some of us, change is just a welcome difference. It's something new. We're not bored. We love the movement and the energy. But for other people, the idea of change can be quite scary, it's just the universe moving you forward. If you're experiencing change, just remember that's the universe saying it's time to move forward here, and you are becoming. I always love that idea of just becoming who you're meant to be. I can see this card sneaking out, and I feel like I need to talk to this. There is, look, there is this feeling here that you're understanding your personal karma. You're understanding that you have to work through this in this lifetime to become the person you want to be, or that you are. And I feel like sometimes this energy of not really understanding that you may be pulling this through from past lifetimes too. And that's really good to understand your purpose here in this lifetime. Some of you are really starting to understand this, I feel. And even though it's difficult, I feel like for a lot of you, it's letting go of some sort of victim mentality, some sort of lack. And I realized greatly the other day, you know, we focus on the idea of lack, trying to understand whether we have a lack mentality. And a lot of people, when you go to lack, think of poverty and financial things, but we forget the poverty can also be around the fact that we don't feel that we're lovable. We don't feel people can love us. And in this lifetime, we're often given experiences where people push us away and make us question the love that other people have for us, when in fact, obviously, love of self is the most important thing. And if you loved yourself wholly and completely, you wouldn't feel that sense of lack, and you wouldn't feel that sense of people not choosing you or pushing you away, because you would have enough love of self. But when you're stuck in this sort of energy here, sometimes it's really difficult to understand separation or losing things you love. But you have to do it. You have to do it either to prove to yourself who you are, show yourself who you are, but also you owe that to other people to be able to say, you know what, I can't deal with your stuff anymore. I need to move on here because I am working on myself, and it's really important that I do that. And there's the karma card to say that it's part of your journey here. Oh, very deep reading this morning. All right, Five of Wands coming through. So Five of Wands is a card that talks about conflict. Now, sometimes this can talk about conflict with other people, but very often it's conflict going on in your own mind. And we do this all the time. For some of us, we're stuck in our head a lot. Others of us, we're stuck in our head some of the time, but we understand how to pull ourselves out of that funk. But for other people, it can be a constant going on in the head about whether you're moving in the right direction. Are you doing this? Should you be doing that? Why is this happening? Why is this not happening? So there's very much this energy coming through. But I feel for some of you, maybe this is where you are at the moment, questioning your purpose, questioning perhaps your life purpose, questioning, you know, where to go in life. There seems to be this energy of I want to say overcompensating. I don't know why they're talking about overcompensating. Maybe that means something to some of you. It's like you're pushing the envelope too far, or you're trying to go too far, trying to push it along, and that's control. So it's more about allowing. Go with it, float. Don't try to push a result. All right, let's see where that's going. Oh, I moved my camera. I kept thinking it's really just not in the right position at the moment. And I moved it, and look, I've got it in a much better spot now. Oh, yes. Loving it. All right, so we have the Six of Cups coming through with the Eight of Cups and the Lovers. Yeah, so I felt that for some of you it is about some sort of lack in the, I want to say lack in the love department. Okay. There is something you're definitely contemplating here. That's why that's coming through with that Five of Wands energy. There's some sort of contemplation, some sort of deep thinking going on here about your past. Something that you walked away from in the past that you saw great potential for. Something that was not emotionally fulfilling you. But here it feels to me like you've had to walk away from something that you felt was right for you. And for some of you, this situation you've walked away from here is very much the energy of something that you knew was supposed to happen. Let me just go a bit further here. Seven of Swords. Three of Pentacles, soul contract again. It's very much this energy coming through lately. All right, and we have here the Four of Pentacles, something that you found really difficult to let go of. I feel like somebody wasn't doing the right thing though with the Seven of Swords here. This card doesn't always come across to me as, you know, the most evil card in the deck, that's for sure. But sometimes it does talk about people trying to get away with something. So we often see it as ghosting, breadcrumbing, people being strategic rather than flowing with their heart. So, you know, going after a relationship purely because you want a relationship rather than because you love the person, or trying to sort of, how would you say? It's sort of like trying to con someone into having a relationship with you when they clearly are not in the place to do that. So maybe it's sort of like, it feels like brainwashing or manipulation. That's what I want to say. It's like you've been trying to manipulate something to happen here that wasn't in the right place. But what's happened is it all appears to me to be something to do with the contracted agreement you made before you came to the planet. There seems to be this holding on to the energy rather than releasing it. And I feel that this is holding you back somehow from moving forward on the path that you were intended to be on. And that's that Three of Cups energy for me. It's sort of like you should be celebrating life rather than being stuck in an energy or holding on to some sort of energy. It could be a belief. Let's just dig a little deeper. Oop. Okay, Ace of Cups is coming. You have a belief about love here that doesn't serve you. All right, so we have the Four of Wands, and you're trying to find your stability through this. But this belief that you've come to feel is real is not serving you here because it's stopping you from moving into a more stable place. Maybe this is why you're not finished or closing out a cycle here. There is some sort of energy here of learning something from this process, but because you're not letting go of something, you're not learning the lesson that you need to learn here, and it's bringing you a great deal of dissatisfaction. Now, it has something to do with love here and stability, but I feel really strongly that there may be something that you're doing that you believe is the right thing to do that is no longer serving you here. All right, I need to clarify. I feel that you need to trust your intuition. Perhaps you're still trying to force something that isn't meant to be forced. There is a cycle that needs to be closed out, and there needs to be celebration around healing something in your heart that is no longer serving you here. Doing this will bring you into a greater power. The universe is trying to move you towards this energy of the Empress, but you're fighting something here that you are not seeing in the way you need to see it. All right, let's have a look. It's like you're holding back your blessings. I know I always say that, holding back your blessings. So it's like something is right for you. You need to move towards something. Something is something that you desire or want greatly. But somehow or another, you've got this idea around love that isn't serving you anymore. But it's like you're really not understanding how to let it go. You may have walked away from something in the past because it wasn't serving you, even though it hurt, and you've got heartbreak coming from that. I see that. But something because of this, maybe how it turned out, maybe you're seeing it wrongly in terms of the love. maybe you're, hang on. I'm sure other people know. Oh my goodness, look. All that shuffling, and I bring the Six of Swords is behind that this time with the World. Okay, they've stuck another card in here, which is quite interesting after the mini read. So we had the High Priestess and the World come out together, but now the universe has stuck this card in. So I want to talk just a fraction on this, because the Six of Swords is about moving away from something that is not serving you, something that you're clinging on to that is creating some sort of pain in your life. It's like you're over punishing yourself. It's like you're repeating a pattern of pain. You're repeating a pattern of pain, and maybe this somehow makes you feel stable and alive. Oh boy, I want to get into this. I can't quite grab what they're trying to say here. All right, so we have the Five of Pentacles. Oh, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Right. This lack mentality, it might make some of you feel normal or human. Maybe you've been used to experiencing this pain throughout your life, throughout your past. And somehow or another, this pain of love is what you believe love is all about. Maybe you see love as painful. Maybe you see love as hurtful. But the universe is trying to move you into this new energy for you to understand that love is not about pain. It's not about loss. Somebody you've walked away from in the past has given you this lesson. And it's like you don't understand the lesson here. You're hanging on to the pain of loss rather than understanding what you have to gain. The stability is here. The love is here. So maybe you've walked away from somebody here or something, and maybe you've got yourself into this energy or this belief that you can't have something again. Maybe you're basing your whole existence in this past situation. There's a lesson here for you to learn. And it's sort of this energy of understanding that love is still there, even though you've perhaps lost love at some stage in your past. So it's opening you back up to new love here. Ten of Pentacles, opening you up to your abundance. Eight of Pentacles, there you go. So somehow or another, and you may have done a lot of work on this, but you're still in this energy of lack, and you're meant to be bringing in something new here. You're meant to be bringing new love, but you're stuck on something here, some sort of belief about yourself because perhaps somebody wasn't there for you, made another choice. But you've got yourself in this lack now, and it needs to go. For some unknown reason, perhaps you thought this was the only one. All right, I'll leave you with that. Let's do an oracle card. Pretty intense reading for first thing in the morning, isn't it? Oh, not that you'd all be watching it first thing in the morning. Oh, okay. All right, now that makes a whole lot of sense now, because we have the card of fear here. So some of you believe or are scared, or somehow you have got yourself into this energy here of believing that you cannot find love again, or that love is now not available to you. But the very fear that you're feeling is stopping this from coming in. Because you're scared you won't have it, you're putting yourself in this sort of lack mentality. And you need to let go. You need to let go. It's part of your soul contract to understand this, that you're worth it, that you are a beautiful being, that you are worth loving. All right. I'm going to read you this card. Oh, I just opened the card for true love. Okay, that's really interesting. All right, fear. A frightened woman looks down a ridge that drops sharply below her, though in the distance is the peace and safety of her beautiful and stately home. This card indicates that a fearful attitude has overtaken you lately and you can't seem to break away from the anxiety-filled view of things. There may in fact be something problematic in your daily life. If so, the issue has consumed you and your worry has actually made you feel like you've lost your power completely. This is not the case. You do have the power to turn things around, and you certainly have the inner strength to choose a more optimistic and self-directed approach. This card could also indicate a strong pattern of self-imposed worry when there's really nothing to worry about. That's the Eight of Swords energy. Like the woman in the picture, all you have to do is look around to see the peace and beauty already in your life. You can work on letting these negative patterns go. Choose the energy of trust instead of fear, and know that you have the power to handle anything that may come your way. Your self-trust honors your soul's strength. Wasn't that the perfect card? All right, leaving you with it. Thank you.